Welcome on in, everybody, to the Red Card Radio News Hour. We hope to be the one-stop shop for news pertaining to the English Premier League and associated competitions that English teams are involved in. My name is James. I support Arsenal. That's Brad. He supports Chelsea. That's Sean down below. He supports Tottenham Hotspurs. And this is going to be our news roundup for match week 15. Leading into match week 15. If you're new here, first time stumbling across us, if you could hit that subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell if you are on YouTube. If you are on one of the podcast sites, hit us with a follow. Leave us a 5-star review if you're on Apple Podcasts. Drop a comment down below in the YouTube comments or hit us up on Twitter. All those things really help. And also, we've got a Discord that you guys can join. It's in the description below. We like to talk about all kinds of things. Obviously football. We also talk about chess and F1 sometimes, all kinds of things. So hit us up there if you want to have more direct communication with us. But with that, you guys want to get into it?
Let's do it.
So one thing that we really like to do here at Red Card Radio is we love comments, and we love it when people who listen to the podcast leave us comments. And boy, was there a comment thread this week. Big shout out to Joel and Tamzid. You guys had a spirited conversation in the YouTube chat. I think that was a lot of fun to read. Maybe a little bit more stressful for you to write it. I'm not sure, but it was definitely spirited. And
fire came out.
I appreciate it. So more YouTube comment beef. Let's go. I'm all here for it. I'll grab my popcorn and I'll love to read it. Joel, you did have another comment for Sean and I specifically, how you disagreed with our assessment last week of the Wilson Lloris coming together. We both, Sean and I, kind of agreed a little bit that we thought it was a foul, and you don't think it's a foul. Will also co-signed that. So I don't know. I mean, I take both of your points about Callum Wilson kind of arresting his momentum and being there, and Lloris coming into him. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, but your point is just that, like, a 1,000 times out of 1,000, the referees just call that for the goalies, right?
Yeah, my point was not against VAR. I think VAR made surprisingly the correct decision. Because when you look at the replay, this is my grander point. When you look at the replay, there is a push on Lloris when he goes off balance. That does push him down. There is the element of Callum Wilson being in the way when Lloris gets to the ball first. That happens to go behind Callum Wilson. He is impeded by Wilson. You can split hairs to say these are reasons why that should be a foul. But when you send it to VAR and say, is this a clear and obvious? It's not there. So VAR got it correct. The problem is the call on the field. Just like you said, 1,000 times out of 1,000, that's given to the keeper. Given the way they happen to run into each other. That's just given to the keeper. That was my point, is why was this time just not that time? So I am not arguing with VAR. I'm not arguing it was the wrong call. I'm just arguing that is always given to the goalkeeper. Why was it not given then?
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it. I mean, my takeaway from it is just that I think that Callum Wilson has impeded Lloris. That's just my.
He gets to the ball first. He hits it past Callum Wilson and is not able to proceed forward. So if you want to split hairs on the rule, Callum Wilson did impede him.
I think to your point, Sean. But grander, Joel and Will, I can see your read on the play as well. So like I'm not going to die on this hill personally.
No, me neither. My call was that it's a gentleman's call to the referee.
Yeah. So
or to the referee, from the referee to the goalkeeper. Sorry.
So those were the definitely. That was a comment that we wanted to respond to this week. We love comments, love to get into them. So the more you send us, the more that we have to kind of figure out how we're going to address them in the podcast, and that gives us a good conversation for the three of us to have when we're planning these things. So Keep sending them in. We love to hear from you guys. But so kind of, I guess kind of given a European Champions League roundup, right? At this point in the Champions League cycle, we're down to match week 6 or match day 6 here. Some of the first half of the teams, as of when we're recording this, have already played their final 6th match. We've got another set to go tomorrow. Again, as of the time of recording, when you guys get this podcast, those games will be completed. But just kind of brass tacks for English teams. Chelsea have won their group. City have won their group. Tottenham Hotspurs have won their group, and Liverpool have progressed, but they will finish second. Now, interestingly enough, they finished second, equal on points with Napoli. They beat Napoli today, but they did not beat them by a big enough score to turn the head-to-head tie in their favor. So even though both of those teams finished on equal points, Napoli had a better head-to-head record against Liverpool, so Liverpool will progress second in that group. Now, Brad, you have massacred my rundown here with something called Written in the Stars. Could you fill the people in? What's written in the stars, Brad?
This isn't a long Written in the Stars, but back in 2011, 2012, when we won the Champions League, was also the last time that Chelsea won Group E.
Oh my,
we also
grasping at straws now.
We also replaced our manager that year, and the new manager carried us to the trophy. And so Chelsea are winning the Champions League this year. You heard it here first.
I don't think you can claim we replaced our manager and they carried us to the Champions League when you replace your manager every 18 months.
Okay, that's my next question. How many times have you guys replaced your manager and your manager doesn't carry you to the Champions League?
Did not win.
I'm just telling you. But the caveat is we won Group E when replacing our manager.
Because you when Chelsea win Group E and also replace their manager,
we win the Champions League.
That's the supposition you're
making.
That's
the Written in the Stars here. Written in the Stars.
What do you to do with this?
I don't. I want to. I want him to not be
you
here.
Just let
anymore.
it happen. You just let it happen, and it's what's going to happen.
I want him to be elsewhere right now, Sean. That's what I want to happen. Go back to work, Brad. Sure. We'll see. Do you honestly think that this Chelsea team can win the Champions League?
Yes.
Oh my God. This guy. Please, everyone, refer back to yesterday's review episode of Match
Top
Week.
4 club and Champions League trophy.
Please
hold on. Wait, if we don't make the top 4, but we win the Champions League trophy, it would even be a better mirror.
Wasn't that the other aspect of this Written in the Stars? That was the year that you guys finished 5th and won the Champions League and knocked Spurs down.
Knocked Spurs out of to Europa League. Yes,
because they finished 4th and they finished above you, and Arsenal were 3rd or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna happen. It is what it is.
It's not. You guys are gonna get routed by someone in the who finished. Are there any big teams that I can think of that finished 2nd in their group? Clearly, you can't draw Liverpool. Inter. You guys could draw Inter. That would be good. Inter's the best one that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure I'm blanking on someone.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
Oh, Frankfurt, yeah. That's a strong club. They were seeded in pot 1.
They were seeded
Leipzig,
in pot 1.
Copenhagen.
Leipzig or Dortmund and Benfica.
Leipzig. Okay, hold on. I have a quick Leipzig. Leipzig. I have a quick Leipzig anecdote. So your boy Timo Werner, right?
Yeah.
Scoring goals left, right, and center for Leipzig, right?
Yeah.
Someone put a side-by-side comparison of Werner and his appearances and goals and assists, and I think it was Oba and his goals and assists on Twitter, and they're like, "Oh, did Chelsea make a mistake letting go of Timo Werner?" I'm just like, have you watched the last 2 years of Chelsea Football Club? How do you ask that with a serious question, serious face?
That's amazing. Yes.
The most ridiculous question to pose. Why? He's a cardboard box.
I don't care. We won the Champions League.
Sure, whatever. Quickly moving on to get me as far away from Chelsea as I possibly can. The Europa League, Arsenal lost last week to PSV Eindhoven. They are still top of their group. They have a 2-point lead over PSV. So, assuming Arsenal don't lose tomorrow or Thursday against Bodo Zurich, play FC Zurich at home. Assuming we don't lose to FC Zurich at home and PSV win, Arsenal will win the group with a win or a draw with PSV dropping points. If PSV drop points, Arsenal win the group. So it's as simple as that. Manchester United will win their group with a greater than 2-goal margin. They are currently second in the group, but they have Sporting. They play Sporting tomorrow, Thursday. I forget what day it is. And if they beat
Tomorrow when you watch this, that's what he was trying to say.
No, it's later today when you guys watch this because you're getting it Thursday morning.
Oh yeah.
So it's later today when you guys watch it because you guys are all.
I forgot the cadence.
The news watchers are all right on it. They watch it first thing in the morning when it drops. Later today, if United beat Sporting by a greater than 2-goal margin, they will progress as group winners. Though, interestingly enough, with the teams that are dropping out of the Champions League, it would be interesting to see Manchester United get drawn against Juventus in the round of 32 and Paul Pogba return to Old Trafford and put on a masterclass. That would actually be amazing. I'm here for that timeline. Paul Pogba has yet to play a game for Juve. He just picked up another injury. He's not going to be at the World Cup, but maybe he'll be back in February when the round of 32 gets played in the Europa League. That would be something else. There is the Conference League. West Ham are doing things in the Conference League. I don't know what things they're doing. Maybe someone can fill me in the comments because I've just given up. I don't care about the Conference League anymore. Maybe I should, because I did say that we hoped that this would be a one-stop shop for your English
European
news,
football.
English news stuff, and West Ham happened to play in England. But they're doing things. That's what West Ham are doing things.
Hold on.
Okay, Brad's gonna pull.
I'm gonna see how they're doing. Let's see what's going on.
They're winning. They are winning their group.
You're taking my job.
Well,
I'm gone 1 day. I'm gone 1 week, and my job is gone.
They have won all 5 games and play tomorrow.
Okay,
but they have a lower goal differential than the team below them.
That's okay because they have 15 points to the next 6. They are gonna win their group.
Hold on.
Yes,
they have won 5 out of 5.
And the second place team has 6 points.
Yeah.
What is it? 15, 6, 5, and like what is the break point?
5 and 2.
15, 6, 5, 2.
Wow. So only
and by the way, the 5 is Anderlecht.
Oh, interesting. Do Anderlecht and the second place team play tomorrow on Thursday?
I don't know.
Later today?
Yes, they do.
Oh, so that's a winner take all kind of situation.
Yes, it is.
Ooh, spicy. Maybe we should no.
Spicy. Fiorentina is also in this. Besiktas is also in this. Villarreal.
Yo, apparently Dele Alli.
Nice, Partizan, Cologne.
Nice.
Apparently Dele Alli is not having a good season with Besiktas, by the way.
I don't know who would have ever correctly predicted that.
Sean, do you have a quick? I mean, it's gonna have to be quick. A quick F1 update, just because. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I do not have one because the F1 update should be the F1 reactions to the NASCAR that happened.
Oh, let's do it.
Where was it Tyler Reddick? I don't even know these NASCAR people. I'm just going to type in NASCAR, and it's going to be the first thing that comes up. His name was Chastain. This man on the back half needed to go from 10 to 5 to progress past the person who was in sixth to make the top 4. So what he decided to do was hug the wall as tightly as he could, and as he entered turn 3, gun it and use the wall to go as fast as he can. And he did it.
It worked.
By a nose. This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. in an amazing way. It is not ridiculous in a bad way. It is. It will clearly be
The
outlawed
moment.
by next February when they start the next season. There will be a rule against it because it is clearly dangerous to himself, the fans, the other drivers. There's a lot of reasons why this is unsafe. But he was going 60 miles an hour. I saw a lot of the metrics. He was going 60 miles an hour faster than anyone else in the turn. He when they run the telemetry on his helmet later, which has a lot of sensors in it, he was taking 5 Gs going as fast as he possibly can with the wall turning him. It was absolutely insanity. He did admit after the race. They asked him, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "I'm shaken up." Yeah, yeah, that was not an easy ride.
I mean, what stops? I mean, like, if they don't make a specific rule against that, like this week, what stops somebody from just doing that next week? You know what I mean? Like,
Because you have
Sure.
a certain amount of window. Like there's only so much distance
yeah, you can
Yeah,
only,
you
that
can
you can
cover
cover.
doing that.
you can only do it in
And-
like the last 2 turns.
And
Right.
so
And you
like,
need to be close. And you
and
need to be close.
close enough that it can work. Like
Yeah.
the amount of things that had to align
Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
to be the
For that
strategy
to-
that worked.
But could you imagine like the last race of the season and like number 2 is like they're within striking distance of the first, and
And
they're
do
just
Out.
this,
full
Yeah.
send. Like,
Yeah.
bump it, let's go.
Let's go.
I mean,
Let's go.
if you're the guy in first, don't you just go put your ass on the wall too? Just like,
Yes.
if you're in first,
You had to block him.
like, if you're
Yep.
in first coming in, why don't you just full send it yourself?
No, you have to be close enough to block.
But what I'm saying is that if you're already in first, why not use this strategy now? But they haven't outlawed
Because
it
of
yet.
the damage. Well, I guess in the last race it wouldn't matter, but because of the damage the vehicle will sustain and you will sustain. Like if you don't have, this is a Hail Mary.
Yeah, no, I know.
2 seconds left on the clock. We going to the Super. We're going to the Super Bowl, not to win the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I get
And
it.
this is what he had to do.
Every part of the
Um,
clip made me love it
but-
even more because when you see him, he still is rocketing down the straightway when they cross. When he crosses, he is quarter panel to nose with the guy he had to pass
Ridiculous.
and bumped into the guy in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barely. He hit the brakes once he realized he was going to pass the guy. So he didn't slam into the guy. But he was going so much faster. It was just a ridiculous maneuver. There's been a lot of F1 guys. Pierre Gasly tweeted out that when in doubt, send it full out.
What kind of time penalty would the stewards give you in F1 if you tried to do something?
They wouldn't even know what to do.
They just
See, that's
It was
what
technically it was technically within race limits. Like he did not go
Yeah,
off the track.
NASCAR doesn't know what to do because no one's thought to make that a rule not to do that.
Absolutely
So-
ridiculous.
It was amazing. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Hold on. Speaking of, we still didn't get the F1 update. Verstappen won in Mexico. It was a very boring race.
And set the record for most wins in a season.
Yeah, unshocking.
With the caveat that there's never been any, like, this is the most races that have ever been like whatever.
Yeah. I just had a point about F1. Oh, how do you feel about your boy Alonso picking up points, man? More than Lando this week.
Sean.
Huh?
How do you feel about Team McLaren's point total this week?
You said. Oh,
You meant
okay.
Ricardo.
Ricardo.
Yeah,
sorry,
you meant Ricardo.
My bad.
Yeah,
Ricardo.
you confused me. I was
Yeah,
like, wait
yeah.
a minute.
Yeah,
You
no,
froze
yeah.
me because I was like, Alonso finished
was-
behind
I was-
Lando.
I was-
I think.
I was thinking about Alpine and their they had their
Yeah,
ban
nope,
overturned.
that was.
Yeah, but
that
Ricardo,
was,
Ricardo took more points. Yeah,
You know what that was?
he listens
That
to the
was-
podcast.
That was yes. Ricardo definitely listens to the podcast, but that was the gambling that McLaren has been doing all year on tire management, just specifically with Ricardo, and it finally worked. They've just been using Ricardo as a tire guinea pig all year, and it finally just worked.
Didn't he win? He won what? Racer of the day?
Driver
or
of the
something?
day,
Driver of
yeah.
the day? Yeah.
Yeah, Well, yeah, good for him. I mean, he made up a lot of spots, and like I said, they have been gambling all year with Ricardo. Like, yeah, he's out of here. So let's just see if mediums work. Pit box Ricardo. Like they've been just using him as a guinea pig
Yeah.
like all year, and it's disrespectful to Daniel Ricardo. But like a lot of his not point scoring is results of that. But I'm not blind to that fact. I do give him a lot of shit for not scoring points, but him also being in 15th when they decide to change his tires is leads to those type of experiments.
So there's two races left. There's two races left. Brazil
Yeah,
and
there's Brazil and
Abu,
Bahrain or Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
This battle for fourth and battle for second is pretty spicy in the constructor.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
what, like 7 points separating fourth and fifth.
Yes.
And then
we have to finish fourth.
40 points separating Ferrari and Mercedes for second. So that could get really interesting. Definitely.
We have to beat. We cannot lose to Alpine.
Well, you guys would be in front of Alpine if Alonso's penalty from Austin stood, but it got overturned.
I kind of agreed with his. I kind of agreed with it that being overturned. Yeah. So I wasn't mad at that.
Quick chess update. We told you guys last week about the Fisher Random World Chess Championship taking place. I think it was in Reykjavik, if I'm not mistaken, in Iceland, and came down to a final between Hikaru and Nepo. Nepo, of course, has been in the class. He played in the previous Classical World Chess Championship against Magnus, and Hikaru is Hikaru. Hikaru wins. Hikaru is now the World Fisher Random World Chess Champion. So congrats to Hikaru. So that's the quick chess update. Now, Brad, I think you have some weird trivia.
All right,
we'll just call it weird trivia.
So we have player A, and
Brad
what I
trivia.
want from you guys to what I want you guys to do is gamble on how many teams do you think this person played for. You guys are each going to be able to like bet between each other who can do more. So okay,
we have to name the teams that how many teams.
Name the teams that this player's played for.
Okay. What?
He's played for 13 teams, this gentleman. And he's played I'm gonna do more than I probably should. But he's played in France. He's played in England. He's played in Italy. He's played in Spain. He's played in Turkey. He's played in China. He's played in India. He's played everywhere. How many teams has how many of the teams can you name that Nicholas Anelka has played for? Sean? 13 teams total. How many of the 13 can you name, Sean?
6.
I can't.
Can you beat it?
No.
Can you beat 6?
Name them, Sean.
Let's do this, Sean. Can you name 6 teams?
Chelsea.
Yes.
Madrid.
Yes.
Inter Milan.
No.
Juve.
Oh, okay.
But continue. Let's see what you got.
Nice.
No.
Oh.
Okay, what were your other 2?
Galatasaray.
No.
And Guangzhou.
No.
Oh.
All right, James. Can you beat more than 2?
Arsenal, Chelsea, Juve, Madrid. I'm done. I just win.
Can you go further?
Oh man.
You're still missing 2 in England, or 3 in England. 4, but I'll give you 2, but 2 more that you should know.
I didn't say I could get 6. I was thinking like 4 was my max.
All right, are you guys ready?
I still
he started his career
I still
and he
win.
did win. James does get this win here, but
we should make
props
a
to Sean for going big.
That's not how you.
Sean went big.
It's not
Let's
how you.
go.
You lost, bro.
But you took the L. But you took the L big.
That's all right.
You got
That's
two
all right.
right. And then we're like, all right. Paris Saint-Germain.
I thought about saying
Arsenal.
PSG. Yep.
Arsenal. Real.
Mm-hmm.
PSG loaned to Liverpool.
Oh,
City.
Yeah, I knew City. I forgot City, but
Fenerbahce.
mm,
Bolton Wanderers.
I forgot about
Chelsea. Shanghai. Shenhua. I probably messed that up.
your man.
Hard to.
Where he was loaned to Juventus. Then West Bromwich Albion. And then where he was player manager at Mumbai City FC.
Mumbai City. That's the only Indian team that I know. So
He was also player coach in Shanghai. He did some coaching for Lille in their youth squad. He is now the sporting director for Hieres.
is that in the Ukrainian Premier League, Brad?
No, it's in the French.
That wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be worse. We should have paused it. All right. So in the future, the way we have to do this, you have to ask the question, then we have to give everyone a pause.
Yes.
We have to give them an Ag Matters pause.
Yes.
Let them write in the comments
how many they can get.
What their guess is before.
We know Jimmy's going to do that. Jimmy's definitely got us on that one. Let's see how many Jimmy can get.
Yeah.
So I did a Liverpool player on purpose for that one.
I bet,
and let's see if Joel's history can do this. I think Joel can probably do.
I bet Joel would have a pretty high
7
number.
or 8. I got Joel at like 8, but like an actual 8, not like Sean 6.
Okay, that's it. That's the news. So hit us up on Twitter. That's at KSBradG. That's at Whiteheart_Sean. I'm at James Tiffany. We are collectively at RedCard_Radio. Again, hit that subscribe button, sub notification bell. Give us a follow, 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Share this with your mother. Share it with your brother. All those things really help us. And check back tomorrow because we've got a preview of 10 Premier League games coming for you this weekend. Have a good one.